We are over halfway through the school year. This is my first official year of homeschooling my 3 daughters, ages 7, 4, and 1.5. And I thought it would be a great time to take you guys along on an updated homeschool room tour, show you how I have everything organized. I've changed some things, and if you are new here, this would be a great time to see how we have set up our homeschool room slash playroom slash crafting room slash toy room. So many functions in this one room that's not very big, but we absolutely love this room and I can't wait to show it to you guys. If you are new here, hi, my name is Sarah. I am an entrepreneur during nap time and early in the morning, and I'm a homeschooling mom during the other times of the day to my 3 daughters. This is our first official year of homeschooling, but if you are new here, I have done daycare for 5 years in the past. I was a teacher, and so I have a ton of early educational things that we have used over the years. I was a daycare provider, so I have a lot more than your average first year homeschooling family. I've decluttered a lot, but I've saved a lot because I still have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, so I'm still doing a lot of younger stuff with them, but I'm sure over the years a lot will change. So a bunch of us ladies here on YouTube are showing different areas and how we organize different areas in our house, and one of the options was your homeschool room. So I thought this would be a great time to show you my homeschool room, but I would encourage you to check out the playlist listed in the description after this video and go check out everybody else's rooms that they have organized that they are showing off for tons of inspiration. I'm sure we will all be super inspired, especially with spring cleaning just around the corner to get our house back in tip-top shape for the warmer months. Now, I live in a 70s house. It's a multi-level house. It's kind of a crazy layout, but what sold us on this house was this room in particular because I was planning to do a daycare when we bought our house, so I wanted this extra bonus space, and it has definitely come through for us many times. I did daycare for up to 10 kids total for many years. We also use our basement, which is just a few steps down from this room. This is also our entryway, but now it is mainly our homeschool room where we do the bulk of our homeschooling, and also a playroom, since I do still have very young ages that we can come and play and they can just have fun. We've got tons of craft stuff in here. So I'm going to take you guys on a tour and show you the detailed storage organization I have. Everything we have has been bought on a very tight budget over the last 7 years, so we've definitely accumulated stuff over time. A lot of IKEA, a lot of cheaper Amazon things, and just being resourceful. And a lot of dollar store bins and a lot of thrifting went into everything that's in this room. So I encourage you guys, don't look at this and think you have to have everything I have. This has all been accumulated over many years, slowly, with a tight budget, and so I just hope that encourages you that you don't have to buy everything right away. Use what you have, thrift, make the most of the money and the time you have, and just be happy with what you have. So let's get into the tour. So as I said, this is also our entry area. So we have homeschool room in one part of the room and entry area in the other. I used to have lockers here when I did daycare, but I wanted something, I basically wanted to create a temporary wall. So I use this 5x5 calyx unit from IKEA. Have a whole video on that if you guys are interested. I put pegboard on the back, and then we hung this mirror. We have anchored these two to each other and to the wall, so it's very sturdy. And so we have tons of room. We live in Minnesota, so in the wintertime we have tons of winter gear that we need to store for all 5 of us, so this has been great. I have changed the pegboard a lot over the last year, but just to adapt with the seasons, but we have our shoes we use the most often here, hats, gloves, mittens, our girls hang their coats here, and then my 4-year-old still goes to preschool, and then we do CC, so we have backpacks there and just some random items up there. Over here we just keep schedules for different activities, so it's very easy to find, and then my husband and I hang our coats and our diaper bag and stuff up here. We have extra, this is mostly just for extra winter gear. Each of the 3 girls has a bin for extra shoes and boots. My husband and I have some over here, and then each girl has a bin for their snow pants and extra stuff like that, and then we have bags, reusable bags, and towels, because in the summertime we take towels outside a lot to dry off things after it rains, and in the winter I lay towels down on these benches when we come in from playing out in the snow, and they put all their wet stuff there to dry. So these benches work out really great too. After our girls get their snow gear on and stuff to go outside, they just sit and wait while I help the others. So this has worked out really well. And then moving on to the homeschool room. So the first thing you see when you walk into our house is this beautiful map and our globe. This is also a shoe cabinet for any extra shoes that we have, mainly for my husband and I, and just some extra hats and stuff for in the summertime. And then this is the main homeschool room. So you'll notice we have 3 giant windows, which we love, that we use to hang all their artwork on, because we do not have, if you notice, like the only wall we really have in this whole room that we can do anything with is this one. The rest, we've got the fireplace, we've got the window, we've got this over here. So there's not a whole lot of space to hang their artwork. So we just do it on the window and it works out really well. And then the main focal point of this room is the fireplace, and I get tons of comments on this on all my old daycare tours and things. If you guys want to know, so this was just a stone hearth and there was stone on each side, but when I started my daycare, obviously we needed something a lot more safe and plush, so we just took some like chipboard and then we added foam batting and then stapled on some fabric. We just used fleece. You could also do like a wipeable fabric if you wanted. And then they just custom fit to these different spots. And my dad, who is a carpenter, just drilled this unit, which fits perfectly here, into the stone so it doesn't move. And there you have it. So we have some toy storage in front of the fireplace. It's a wood burning fireplace, so we never use that, obviously. And now it's really cushioned. This has always been a great way for older kids to get away from toddlers who constantly knock over their toys. They can go play up in these areas. We also, our girls like to read up in there, and it's just really comfortable. So they also pretend they're different little rooms and doctor's offices and all kinds of things. So that's worked out really great. And then up above we have added storage, which I'll show you guys in a second. So let's start with this wall. We've got this IKEA dresser. We've got this cabinet. So I've had this cabinet in here for many, many years. On top, this is my extra homeschool paperwork. We do the Heart of Dakota curriculum, so I've got extra timeline cards, extra verse cards, all kinds of things that I just pull out when I plan once a month. I have a whole video on that if you guys are interested. This is our crazy craft bin I've talked about for many years. I just put extra craft supplies in there, and every so often I pull that out and give them scissors and glue and markers and let them just go crazy with it. They love it. And this is mainly just like extra crafting things that we pull out from time to time. I do have a very detailed first aid kit from when I did daycare, so I just leave that in here. This is different, like we could do pipe cleaners and strainers, or if we ever need those for like crafts. I've got these bottles here for crafts, our paint and our aprons, just some like Target books, our really big construction paper, dry erase crayons and balloons, a crayon sharpener, some Velcro, our disco ball, which we use a lot for dance parties, shaving cream, pipe cleaners, a parachute, some magnifying glasses. I've got this bin full of tissue paper squares and buttons that used to be full that I pull out and give them some glue and they go to town. Some tubes, some bean bags, some buttons. I've got my bin full of all my sensory bin mix-ins. I still love to do sensory bins from time to time. And then I've got cups and glue. I often just give them a cup full of glue with like a Q-tip or a paintbrush to glue stuff. It just works a lot better, I find, than a glue bottle. And a lot of times glue sticks don't actually work, so that's my little tip for that. We've got our IKEA chair I've had for many, many years. I love how low it is, because then if I'm reading to them, I'm not so like high up. It's great for cuddling. It's very lightweight, so you can move it around, and the cat loves it, of course. And then here we have our IKEA dresser. We already had this dresser. We just relocated it to this room. It's very functional. Up here we have our bulletin board, and we do our timeline on here. So we're doing the entire world history right now, going through the whole Bible. So we have a timeline. Every time we get to a new person or a new event, we put it up here so we can kind of see the whole world at a glance, which is really fun. We keep our CD player in here because we are often listening to these Hide 'em in Your Heart songs to learn verses. We were doing a pom-pom reward system. We kind of gave that up, but I just have that here, just some little clay pot things they made. This little puzzle Montessori type thing that doesn't fit anywhere else. Got these boredom busters where they can just pick out a popsicle stick and it has a different idea for something to do if they're bored. And then our favorite, this nature display, it actually comes with a set of 3, but one of them is in the girls' rooms. And so we just collect our little treasures here. And they love to look at these and remember all our fun hikes and stuff. The main goal of this dresser was to have stuff that my kids could easily come and get themselves that could be accessible. I have baby locks on them because it's stuff that I don't want our 1-year-old getting into, but my 4- and 7-year-old can come here and get basically anything out of here. This drawer is empty, but we've got, this is just like craft supplies of stuff we've recently done or are going to do soon, so I know where to find them. So I've got some Easter stuff in here and some leftover ornaments from Christmas time that I didn't finish. Here I keep just these little activities from Little Learner's Busy Box. I subscribed a few times to this, and they give really easy preschool crafts and activities they can do, so they literally can just pull out a bag and do them. So I love how easy that is. Here I thrifted this. It's a Lakeshore human body vest, and I've got my hole puncher. Here I just keep a bunch of what I call table activities, just something they can grab and do at the table, like to learn letters, counting or mosaics. My 4-year-old loves this, drawing letters in sand. I've got the little princess cupcake game, just all kinds of just random things that they can easily do on their own at the table. Here we have just kind of a continuation of that, just a couple other things. We've also got our spirograph and this light up tracing pad, and then our microscope. We've got a jewelry set, brain flakes, and another like pop bead jewelry set thing. I am a huge fan of inlay puzzles. You can find a lot of them at the Dollar Tree, but I get a lot of them at garage sales too. I just love them because they store flat. So those are there, as well as this like magnetic letter puzzle. We've got these tanagram, like my first tanagram basically set where they have to match it to the different shapes. So those are great. They're double-sided. Some mini puzzles, some magnetic dolls, and then I love these Melissa and Doug like Seek and Find books, so I have those here as well. And then in this bottom drawer, I just have puzzles like the girls can easily grab. They're like more like preschool puzzles. This is a matching, like, you know, Target dollar spot things. These are these cute little ladybug bean bags. And then our Polly Pockets. Comment below if you guys had Polly Pockets growing up. These were actually mine. I just think they don't make them like they used to, and I love that my girls get to play with those. Underneath this, I have this whiteboard. It's got a grid on one side and just blank on the other, so we can use it on the floor, we can use it at the table, but it folds up flat, which I really needed because I don't have a lot of wall space in this room. We also have these lap desks, or like bed desks, I don't really know what they're called, that we can use on the floor, and we use almost every day while I'm reading. They will do activities on those while I sit on our nugget, and that way we're kind of changing up the scenery and not at the table the whole time. Over here, I just keep this bin for all of the crafts and stuff they do, and about once a month I'll go through it because they're crafting literally all day, every day. I have very crafty girls, and so obviously I can't keep all of it. So any crafts they make in here, I just put in here. That way if they want it to play with it again, they can, but after a while it kind of goes away, we go through it. And then I have this drawer unit where I keep just different things for them to pull out during our reading time. So I've done different subscription boxes. I'll put different things in there. This was from the Ivy Kids. They have a lot of crafts around a certain theme, so I'll just put some in here. Sometimes I'll get out like coloring books or some of our different like table activities, puzzles, and fill this up. Mainly for my 4-year-old, so she can just come and grab some stuff to do. Sometimes she reaches for it, sometimes she doesn't. And then here is my homeschool cart that I pull out every single day. I have a whole video on my system. We use Heart of Dakota, we use The Good and the Beautiful for math and language arts, and then we also do CC. So I keep all of the stuff for my 7-year-old in here. It's very easy just to pull it out. I take our curriculum and I put it in a binder every month for 4 weeks. And so I can bring this anywhere in the house, which I really, really love. So I have a whole video on that. And then down here, I just keep stuff we might access. So we have our math for the good and the beautiful. Got this magnetic letters kit that we can use with that whiteboard. My 7-year-old's been working on creating her own book, so that's in here. And then I have this busy book for my 4-year-old. She loves this. And then also I will sometimes switch out a different activity she can do while I'm working with my 7-year-old. So I have this that I thrifted, this early math activity jar, which is great. We've got our cat tree in here. It's definitely not my favorite thing, but our cat loves it. He loves these windows and the sun in here. So he has his own little perch he sleeps on 50% of the day at least. So I mentioned behind these curtains we have shelves, so I'll show you guys what's in those. So because I did daycare, we added these right away before I started so I could have a lot of different things that I don't want the kids to be able to access on their own, but that I could still climb up and get to because I can just step up here and have access to it. So these are all like craft stuff. I've got paint, a lot of paint and beads and popsicle sticks and stuff like that that I would want to get out at least at this point till they're a little bit older and could do it on their own without making a giant mess. And then I just use dollar store bins. This is all our perler beads. This is all, I went through a big felt board obsession for quite a while, so that's a ton of different felt board story pieces and different things. And then I had a magnetic board in here as well, so I've got tons of magnets, which I still like to pull out from time to time. Here I've got a bunch of pom-poms with some pom-pom activity pages I can pull out at any time. We've got our scarves for dance parties and just to play with. And then here I've got different Terra bins of animals and sea creatures and dinosaurs. And then our kid measuring tapes, which are really fun. On this side, we have a ton of different like craft sets basically and subscription boxes that we haven't done everything in. We had some friends give us some extra kiwi crates that they didn't love, so we have those. These are Ivy Kids boxes, so I spaced those out over a few months and because they're so full of great activities that we just can't get to with everything else in 1 month. And then when our daughters are given like a big craft set that would need like one-on-one help, I just put them up here to take out, you know, whenever we want. And then I've got some just different learning sets as well. I've got a couple games that are more like that they could do independently that you don't actually have to play as a game. That cupcake game, I just keep the actual box here. And then we have Perfection. We've got this Playmobil set. This is all, the rest is all basically like Small World and sensory items, so I've been really into that. So I've got some wooden like Grimm stackers and wooden houses and things like that. Our little rainbow stacker. And then, like I said, I've been obsessed with sensory kits and Small World play sets. I have been obsessed with Just Add Imagination Co. on Etsy. I've bought lots of her amazing sets, and so I just mainly keep them in here. And then I also keep them in bags. Some have like felt mats with them. Some have actual like sensory items that I keep in bins, but that way we can just pull it out and easily play with it and put it away. And then here I also keep just this basket full of books. I call these looking books, ones that they can look at on their own. They don't need me to necessarily read to them. So they can sit and just look at books here if they want. And then for the actual like playroom area, we have this area here with toys, and then we've got like our play kitchen area. We love our Nugget. We've had it for a few months now, probably half a year, and we absolutely love it. I sit on it every day when I have their little lap desks here, and I read to them. We will make stuff out of it. They like to just sit and cuddle on here, and it's great. My 1-year-old climbs up here so she can reach the toys, which is great too. So I'm constantly rotating this out about once a month. I go through. So right now we just have old phones, calculators, and mice that don't work. They love to pretend with those. We've got cardboard stacking blocks, some more Small World play stuff. I basically took most of our peg dolls and things out and put them in here because they love to play with them. We've got this Love Every camper. some sleeping bags. They just love to imagine with those. This toddler pop-up toy. This is also from Lovevery. It's a counting toy. My 1-year-old even loves this, so you just take it and you put these pegs in, and then once you fill it all up, they fall down, which is really fun. This is a Lovevery block set. Super beautiful, high quality blocks. This is a little garden set. They can make a garden, which is really cute. And this is an IKEA like peg and hammer toy. Over here we have our Melissa and Doug castle. Sometimes this will be out, sometimes I'll rotate it out with something else that's kind of big like this. They love this. It's great with the peg dolls and stuff. And then over here, this was also the castle, and this were also bigger item, Christmas items from family. This is the Lakeshore treehouse set. It is so fun. They can design different tree houses. There's 4 little people, and it's got stairs and swings, and it's just super duper cute and fun. And then over here we have our very loved play kitchen. It's missing a door that would never stay on. My 1-year-old colored on it with pencil, just real life. And so I added these hooks over here for aprons, and they like to play school with this backpack. And then I just keep this, how I've done it for years, just this 3-tier Sterilite drawer system for all the food. We've got our cash register here. They love this. And then I don't know about you, my kids love to play with blankets and pillows, so I just have some extra right here that they can play with. And then in these 2 baskets right above all the toys, I keep these felt mats. I actually made them for Christmas 2 Christmases ago that they can pull out to do with all of their animals or with their peg dolls. And this is mainly just extra pieces for our wooden calendar that I'll show you guys. And then one of my favorite changes I've made since the last time I did a homeschool tour is this amazing sign my best friend made for me for this room. I asked for this specific quote because I read through all of the Anna Green Gables books last summer, and I've always been a huge Anne Shirley fan. And I absolutely love this quote. I think it's the perfect quote for a homeschool or a playroom, or just to have in your house as a mom, to remember that it's not the big things that are shaping our kids and that are really important. It's those tiny little things. So I try to remember that. That's kind of the theme I have for our homeschool and for our home and as a mom. And then I just have a little couple crafts that they've made. And last up is the actual like where we sit down in homeschool, where they craft. I got this table last year, and we've loved these metal chairs. I know people have a love-hate relationship with them. I've gone through 2 different types of cushions, and I highly recommend these ones. They tie on the back, and then they have Velcro underneath, and they do not slip around. I also have a pad underneath, and they're very cushy. So I've had no issue. My 4-year-old, 7-year-old, and I, 32-year-old, all sit on these, and they are not uncomfortable since we have those cushions. And they are, I don't know, they're very functional. I could stack them if I want to clean or they want to play something. I just love them, and they're very inexpensive. On our table, we just have this little sorter here. I probably got at Home Goods or Michael's, and we have pencils and pens and some rulers, scissors, and mostly crayons. And then we keep a pencil sharpener here and our alpha block book, which has always been my favorite for teaching kids letters. It is the best. So that just sits right here. And then I have this little tray here with our calendar, which I got on Etsy. Absolutely love. It's absolutely gorgeous. We keep our verse here. We've got our little flag, and then I just keep a thing of wipes, so when we're painting or gluing, if they need a quick wipe their hands, we don't have to like run to the bathroom. We can just use wipes right here. And then our Echo is here. But I had all of this over here. I just found when we sit down to do homeschool at the table, it's not very helpful to have it over there. So it's nice to have it here at the table so we don't have to get up and move anywhere else. And then here's the other view of that calyx where I keep a ton of supplies. Up top, I mainly keep curriculum type things that I want to reference that are for me. So readers and books and reference books and things like that. And then I also have this little sorter where I keep scissors and permanent markers and staplers and tape and all of that kind of stuff so my kids that I don't really want them getting to, so I can still reach them. We have this timer here, tape. In this row I try to keep it so it still looks nice even though it's very functional. So I've got these on each side with just different scissors. These are prizes. If they are doing a great job or what have you, I can give them a little dollar store prize. We've got our daubers, some random crayons, our Treasures by Jennifer, little counting board. I've got all of the numbers here, and I've got little wool felt balls here. On the opposite side, I keep our markers here, overflow glue and pencils and staples and stuff like that, and then colored pencils, scrapbook paper if they're ever feeling crafty, and just some random stuff. And then in these three middle ones, I got these magazine sorters from Amazon, and it perfectly fits 5, and I just love how pretty blank it looks. And then in front I have these little easels and these tracing boards, which were pretty inexpensive on Amazon. I've got a little wooden pencil that they can use to trace, which they love. And then in these I just keep magazines, coloring books, like puzzle books, activity books, drawing books, different sticker books we have that I'll sometimes take and add to that little thing, or if they ask for it, if I'm filling up their busy bags for church or long car trip, I can just find them all right here. We've got some clipboard stencils, some stickers, some felt, and whiteboards if we ever need them. And then on the bottom are things that they can access. So we've got our abacus. I've got 2 of these IKEA paper sorters, and I actually mostly use them for puzzles, so they perfectly fit these Melissa and Doug chunky puzzles that my toddler can do, or we've got like alphabet puzzles, different things like that. I've got paper, watercolor paper, lined paper. These were at the Target dollar spot a few years ago, and all the kids that have ever been in my house absolutely love them. And then sometimes I'll put different like table activities in here as well. And then we've got our Melissa and Doug clock. I've been teaching my 7-year-old how to tell time, so that's been really helpful to have. And then I just have this little paper sorter with random stuff they're kind of in the middle of, like they've been working on these books. We've got these doodle books, Christmas stickers, I guess, just different things like that that they might want to still work on. I just put in there. And then the bottom 2 rows, because I have a 1-year-old, are all things that if she got into would not be a big deal, and that I'm okay with the kids accessing. So in this one I have, these are these Lakeshore craft trays. I definitely could scrub them off, but these I absolutely love. They're so worth the money. They're big enough to fit, you know, your paint and your craft and your water and your towel, but they also are small enough to fit in a bin so that you're not getting your tables destroyed. I love those. And then I have a million clipboards because I did daycare and we'd go on nature walks and all the kids would have clipboards. I also had clipboards on the wall to put artwork every day. So I just have kind of random stuff in here. I have these dry erase sleeves, these little placemats, just random stuff, quite honestly, that I probably could declutter, but still holding on to them. This one, I don't have a better system yet for chapter books. I have a whole cabinet full of kids books, picture books, that is like packed to the brim, but I don't have a good place to put kids chapter books. And honestly, since I'm reading to them still, I think that's okay, but eventually I'll want to display them so my girls can go pick their own book. But just have accumulated different chapter books that go in here. This is where I keep these beautiful wooden trays that go along with those Just Add Imagination Co. sensory kits. I love these. I have 2 of them. We love those so much. Here I thrifted this set of all these different felt landscapes and boards, so it's a great thing for my kids to just get out and play with. So I have that there. And this, I just have some of those dry erase sleeves. And then the bottom row is basically toys that they can get out. We've got baby dolls and doctor set, all our magnetiles. And then we've got these awesome wooden roads and wooden cars. I don't think they sell these exact wooden roads, but I'll try to find something similar. I've loved these for many years. And these are just random toddler toys. And then of course we have a little spot for our cat to go sleep whenever he wants. So that is my entire homeschool room. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's something I didn't link to, I will try to link as much as possible, but linking everything would be literally impossible. If there's something you want a specific link to, let me know in the comments. I will try to get you that ASAP. And if there's any questions you have about setting up your homeschool or transitioning from doing daycare to homeschooling or anything of that nature, I would love to help you guys and give you my advice, and I love your advice as well in the comments. I just love our glue stick community here on this channel. If you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe. I love to share relatable, real tips, hacks, ideas for busy moms, especially working moms trying to balance multiple things at one time, whether it's homeschooling and having some kind of side hustle, or trying to work full-time from home and still be a really good mom, or working outside the home and still trying to have meaningful moments with your kids when they're home. I just am super passionate about that, so I would love if you would subscribe and become part of our glue stick family. And if you are interested in a subscription box for you as a busy mom, I'm your girl. I have the Work Life Glue box. I will put information in the description, including my latest unboxing video. It's just an incredible resource that I love to actually send out something physical to you guys at your homes and bless you one box at a time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon. Have a good day. Bye.